Masters table. Masters table.
Master elements.
Masters table. Masters table.
Racism, white supremacy is a dynamic system for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival on the planet. White supremacy.
You are in an evil system, a system that is designed deliberately to produce evil thoughts, to produce animosity, to produce violence.
Introduction to African civilizations and man-garden civilization.
Masters table. Masters table.
Master elements.
Masters table. Masters table.
Master elements.
We dedicate lives to the study of history.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation.
The right way is clearly distinct from error.
Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people who are competing for the ownership and control of resources, wealth, and power.
Masters table.
And those Africans have to be organized to fight for their liberation.
GW Apparel, a clothing that speaks. Something for the kings, something for the queens. Visit uptsites.com and use promo code SLDG22 and receive 11% off your order. Peace.
Grace and peace, Black family. This is Vicky Dillard, your sister with the curly braids. And I want you to get ready for the new Master Elements project, The Spear and the Shield.
This vaccine isn't experimental. It's like a dandelion. You overlook it for their weird science.
DJ RP Beats and Sincere Love the God have taken this time during the pandemic to carefully craft the soundtrack to Black empowerment with hot tracks like God Mine, featuring Sadat X of the legendary group Brand Nubians.
We never die. I made an ancestral shrine. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen, I'm a law and a person of sincere love to God. That mean your arms too short like Tar Anthony Shaw.
God painted me black.
God painted me black, thanks for that. I'm a fictional man.
A letter to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
I say to the ancestors. Dear Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, I just wanted to thank you for all the lessons you left us. So yes, I'm more than grateful.
And the controversial song Buck Breaking God today.
Why every black show they gotta have a transgender? Either I'm crazy or this gotta be a planned agenda.
Get ready, Black family. This is a much needed project. This is The Spear and the Shield.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.
All right, family, we are here. Peace. Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I am the God Sincere Love, and we are back with another one right here, me and Nicety Girl. Glad to see y'all in the building on another Sunday. What's going on with everybody?
I hope everybody is good. All the fathers out there, happy Father's Day, Black Father. Shout out to y'all on this day, every day. You know, obviously this is, the holiday, but we, honor, respect, and love you guys every single day. Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Thank you. I thank you on behalf of all the great fathers out there. We definitely appreciate it. Feeling the love today. Everybody been hitting me up since this morning.
Man.
wishing me happy Father's Day and all of that on social media, offline, all of that. So yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. And shout out to all the fathers out there doing the damn thing.
All right.
But yeah, I had to bring it back to that Spirit in the Shield promo. I was listening to that yesterday, and I'll be forgetting sometimes. Like me and RP put together some shit. I ain't gonna lie. Me and RP,
Right.
and we got a lot of new folks tuning in now. So a lot of y'all don't even know about that project, but y'all need to go check out that Spirit in the Shield project. It's available on all your favorite streaming platforms. Sincere Love to God, DJ RP Beats, the Spear and the Shield. And also you can check out the Masters Table, of course. We got that out there. We got the original Master Elements project. They all available on your favorite streaming platforms. But this week I've been on the Spear and the Shield mode. And so I said, let me bring back that promo, man, and let some of the new folks know to go check that one out right there, man. Peace to the family. Shout out to my brother Ish. Happy Father's Day, King. Mama Love, what's going
Father's
on?
Day, Ish.
Virgo
Hey,
Venom,
Mama.
thank you. Appreciate it. Glad y'all tuning in with us this afternoon. We on a little bit earlier than usual. We both got stuff to do today, so we decided to come on a little bit early rather than not do a show at all.
Right.
So y'all know what to do as y'all coming up in here. Make sure that y'all hit that like button. Let everybody know that we are live right now on Sincere Love the Godcast. Share this on your social media platforms. For those of y'all that don't like to share it on social media for whatever reason, just hit the share button and copy the link. When you hit the share button and copy the link, even if you don't send it to anybody or paste it anywhere on social media, it still sends the same message to the YouTube algorithm that people are definitely interested in what we are doing here. And it makes sure that people who are subscribed to the channel do get the notifications when we go live. And it helps to boost us into the YouTube algorithm. So even if you're not going to share it, just copy the link, family. Just copy the link. Ain't going to cost you nothing. Ain't going to take you but about half a second. Hit the share button. Also, if you're not already subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. We are here on Sincere Love the God channel, as well as, and most importantly, on Godcast Enterprises channel. Many of you are already subscribed to us on Sincere Love the God, and we appreciate y'all. But we would like for y'all to migrate over to the Godcast Enterprises channel on YouTube. Just head on over there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live. Am I forgetting anything?
No, you're actually not. You hit everything. Oh no, you did. 7 the Super Hey. Don't you guys ever forget. Volume 1, 7 the Super Hey Rule, 7 Big Move is out right now. You guys can cop that at www.godcastbooks.com and be on the lookout for volumes 2. And our activities book, the Boredom Busters activities book, is going to be coming out soon. But volume 1, as you guys know, is out now. Thank you to everyone that has supported the book thus far. But it's still available. Check that out again, www.godcastbooks.com.
That's right. That's the book right here. You guys need to check that out for your babies, your nieces, your nephews, your grandbabies. Everybody need to go ahead and get that. And just be patient, as we are definitely working on volume 2 and the Boredom Buster book, like she just mentioned. And shout out to Nicety Girl for my Not Like Us t-shirt. Y'all see I'm rocking my Not Like Us shirt today.
I didn't even see that.
From the Etsy shop. From the Nicety, not the Nicety Girl shop, from the Pick Me Girl shop on Etsy. Y'all make sure y'all go get y'all Not Like Us t-shirts and y'all Pick Me t-shirts and all of that good stuff. I just got mine. Thank you, Nicety. I love it. I appreciate it.
That is fire. You should be wearing that in the barbershop, though.
I should be wearing it in the barbershop?
You should be wearing that in the barbershop because, if somebody's going to look at it and be like, yo, where you caught that at?
I definitely will. I definitely will. Don't worry. I'm going to wear it out all summer.
All summer long. That's what you do.
And and thank you again, because Nicety also slid by the Hidden History Museum and picked up me a copy of the Microphone Check film. Got my Microphone Check Blu-ray on deck. You know what I'm saying? Dopest documentary on the history of hip hop. Y'all got to make sure that y'all check that out if you haven't already seen it in theaters. Get your copy of the Blu-ray, and also he about to do another theatrical run too, right?
Yeah, he's gonna do another theatrical run, I believe, in July.
Yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed.
Hmm.
Trying to get that Oscar nod. That'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
That'd be,
saying? You see what they're doing though over there at on Amazon. I'm not sure if everybody is aware, but a lot of people made their orders on Amazon, but Amazon is not fulfilling the orders. They're giving him some type of, bogus error message or whatever. As he mentioned, there's several different Amazon funded, I guess, hip hop documentaries.
mhm.
So they're trying to skew the numbers, because they already know, everybody's going to support Tariq's movies. Every time he releases on Amazon, it hits #1 for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I think they're a little intimidated, and trying to, skew the numbers so that it doesn't, he doesn't get the numbers that he needs or will get, on Amazon. So if anyone that was affected by that, make sure that you are emailing Amazon, let them know that that will not be tolerated. Let them know that you will cancel, your Prime membership, whatever it is that you need to do, to get that noise made, so that they can correct to whatever it is that they're doing to dodge, the numbers. Make sure you guys are doing that. And of course, you can get your movie on microphonecheck.com. That's also an option.
Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Shout out to our sister Crown 808 in the building. Appreciate you,
Hey,
beloved.
one of my favorite people.
Baba Rasan live. Shout out to you. Appreciate you tapping in. Sun Kissed by what? Sun Kissed by a Rainbow, I guess. That's your name. As long as these haters of melanin have control, this will continue. You already know.
Yeah.
You already
We
know.
ain't surprised. We ain't surprised now.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But today, today our main topic, we're going to be talking about the grave injustice that just happened with our elders, the survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. The Supreme Court just denied them justice. They've been fighting for reparations for that massacre that took place down in Tulsa, Oklahoma for a long time. The local judge had threw the case out, I think, last year, and they appealed it up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court just struck it down as well. And so we're going to be talking about that a little bit later, but we're going to catch up on some other stories that's going on out there today. So where you want to get it started at, Nicey girl?
Well, since we are, most people, at least my family and I did, we celebrated Juneteenth this weekend here in Cali, because Juneteenth falls on a Wednesday this year. So we celebrated yesterday, and unfortunately, there was some type of mass shooting that happened last night or yesterday in Round Rock, Texas. I'm not sure if anybody has seen this. If you follow Raw's Alert on X, formerly known as Twitter, you may have seen it, but it says numerous people have been shot and injured with fatalities in a mass shooting during the Juneteenth festival. Again, this happened in Round Rock, Texas. It says currently numerous law enforcement agencies and personnel are on the scene at Old Settlers Park, located in Round Rock, Texas, after a gunman opened fire with reports of some automatic weapons and opened fire in a crowd of people at a Juneteenth festival. Reports say at least 8 people have been shot, reported fatalities. Also, in their timeline, it does show that some white dude, was apprehended. No names have been released, but there was definitely, a suspected white supremacist that had been apprehended. He was shirtless, look, crazy and shit. But unfortunately, a fatal shooting happened yesterday in Texas.
Okay. They didn't say his name. Do they have a picture?
They don't even have his name. They just have him sitting on the ground. He's shirtless with his hands behind his back.
Let us see the picture.
It's in the materials.
Hold on a second. My bad, y'all.
In the materials.
Oh, the Twitter link.
Yeah, the Twitter link. Mm-hmm.
All right, let me pull that up real quick so I can show family at least a picture of the suspected white supremacist. Oh, I see a video here. Hold on. update. Footage shows law enforcement surrounding possible suspect. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. Hold on. Right here. Oh, okay. Let me show y'all this. Put it on the screen. So we
Yeah,
got some
that's this
video
thirsty.
footage of the arrest.
Mm-hmm. No
Make
name
it
yet.
big so y'all can see that. Okay, so he doesn't look harmed or anything. He's being taken in alive.
No, not a scratch on him.
8 people were shot and injured. Did they say any fatalities? I might have missed it.
Three fatalities. Three fatalities.
Turn that volume off. Okay.
So there
So I guess
says
this is
there's
the only
three
image
fatalities. That's the only image. No name.
that we have of
No
the
new
suspected
updates
white supremacists.
pertaining to this. No new updates either. Again, we are in Texas though. You know, black people, wherever we are, we need to keep our head on the swivel. You're in Texas. You better be having packed and busting back.
Right.
I'm saying
Right.
bust back. You in Texas.
Right. That what
Isn't
right.
it constitutional carry? Something like that over there now?
It's just the wild, wild west over there. They
You know what I'm
beyond just a
saying?
constitutional carry. You don't need nothing.
Right.
You don't
So
need nothing
shit,
over there.
you know,
You don't need nothing over there. They don't do no
round
background
tree
checks. They
or
don't do nothing.
nothing. And
And
I've
this is
never
a
heard of
and this
this
is a
area of
Juneteenth
Texas.
festival.
Right.
This is a Juneteenth festival. Somebody should have been shooting back. Yeah, somebody
Somebody
should
should
have
have
been
been
shooting
shooting
back.
back.
It shouldn't have
Right.
took law enforcement to come and subdue the suspected white supremacists. Like black folks, y'all don't understand the climate that we live in, especially
Right.
with these type
In
of
Texas.
events and stuff going on.
Right. And where's
Somebody was
Roundtree,
arrested.
Texas?
Was it here? I think it was here in Atlanta. Yeah,
Oh yeah. I saw that
never
too.
heard of that.
Never heard of that.
But last week, yeah, here in Atlanta, they arrested a suspected white supremacist who was planning a mass shooting at a rap concert. He was trying to round people up to get down with him to go do this mass shooting at a rap concert here in Atlanta. And
And
one of the
he
people
was
that
a white Latino, by the way. White Latino.
yeah,
He was a white Latino.
one of the people that he was trying to recruit ended up being a Fed, I believe it was a Fed or some type of law enforcement agent. And so they apprehended him and he got busted before he was able to carry that out, thankfully. But
Right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? We know we attending these type of events. We know the type of climate that we live in and the threat that we are constantly under, especially in these southern states, like she said, open carry and
Mm-hmm.
CW and all of that stuff in place. How you gonna be caught without them power tools? That don't make no sense.
Man, at all. And again, I don't know, what the demographic is out there in Roundtree, but it doesn't matter if it was predominantly black, a sprinkle, of black people are predominantly white. I don't care. You still do not walk around there, especially in Texas, where you can freely and be empty-handed. You don't do that.
And now and this part too, because like you said, I never even heard of that place down there in Texas. It could be a bunch of white people out there doing some Juneteenth
Right.
celebration for all we know, but it's still an anti-black hate crime because they're doing it at a Juneteenth festival. And so
Celebration. Right.
exactly, it's just like with the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Some of the white supremacists like to come and say, well, it wasn't even no black people that he shot or whatever, but it was a Black Lives Matter protest
Right. Right.
that they was at, and the white people was out there standing up for justice for black people. And so we know how the suspected white supremacists feel about that,
Exactly.
So it's still the same. It's still the same thing. Either way,
Well,
there was
prayers out
another
to those that
somewhere,
were
right?
shot and fatality and the victims of that shooting. Definitely want to say prayers, whoever it is, because we don't even know the names of the victims. We have no photos of the victims. None of that information is out yet. I'll definitely try to get more information that I can, so that when we come back on next Sunday, maybe we do have the name of the shooter and some photos and names of the victims. I'll definitely like to come, run back on this story for sure.
Right. Right. And so there was another shooting at a water park. I think this one is in Michigan.
In Detroit. Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
And this right here is from the sun.com. This story came out of the sun.com. It says the gunman who unleashed dozens of gunshots in Michigan Park on Saturday, injuring at least 9 people, including 2 children, has been identified by police.
Michael Williams, Michael William Nash is the name of the suspect.
Yeah,
the suspect
42.
found dead shortly after the shooting. I don't know if he shot himself or if
That's what they're saying.
He shot himself?
They said that he shot himself. Yep. Self-inflicted.
Okay. Read some of the story for us.
So it says the Oakland County Sheriff's Office identified the shooter as Michael William Nash, 42. Police say Nash was found dead shortly after the shooting, unleashed 28 rounds at families and children in the park. He has been described as a white man who lived with his mother in Detroit. Police said that he had no criminal history and believed to have been struggling with mental health issues.
Oh, Lord. There they go with that one.
Yeah.
There they go with that one. They always try to soften the blow and try to gain some sympathy for these suspects with that mental health issues and all that. They don't care nothing about that when a black person got mental health issues.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Think about that 16-year-old boy, at that school who was upset, had a temper tantrum because his teacher took, I guess, a gaming system or something from him, who we already know he was autistic and he maybe had some other developmental, issues, and they're trying to throw the book at him. And he's a child.
Right. They don't care nothing about that when it comes to us. To try to find anything in the history of any of these suspected white supremacists, if they took a pill or something when they was in the 3rd grade, or when he had a history of mental health issues.
Right. So they're saying that they found him in a Shelby Township home where he was contained for several hours after the shooting. Nash was found dead in a Shelby home, a Shelby Township home. So I don't know if he broke into someone else's home or something and shot himself. And he did shoot an 8-year-old boy who's in critical condition and a 4-year-old boy who's in stable condition. He shot him in the thigh.
Well, shit. And you targeting children because you go into a children's theme park. You know what I'm saying? So you're definitely looking for soft targets. People gonna be off guard. People are half dressed. They got on bathing suits. That's definitely you just going for soft targets there. You smart enough to do that.
Very cowardly.
You ain't got too much mental health problems.
Very cowardice.
You got enough sense.
Absolutely not.
With a soft target.
Sick. And why white people always clutching their pearls when they see Negroes? Why don't they clutch their pearls when they see their own people? Like they're always worried about the big black, scary man. But I don't know about y'all, but I get a little nervous when white people I don't care if it's one. It ain't got to be too many. It's one looking weird. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, yesterday we were in the park. It was 85 degrees out here yesterday, so it was hot. You know what I'm saying? And some fool come walking across the park. This fool had on some black pants, black shoes, a black jacket. First of all, it's too hot. We're in LA. I instantly, like, y'all see that? I'm nudging everybody like, let's keep our eye on this right here because this doesn't look normal.
Right. And did you get a look at the shoelaces? Because black boots.
He had on all black. All black.
Okay. Because they having them black boots with them white laces. They doing some type of initiation, trying to get initiated into one of these white supremacist groups or something like that.
Right.
That's one, we know to look out for as well. Nicole said that was a setup.
Just look, period.
What part you say was a setup, Nicole? I don't know which part you was chiming in on.
Right.
What you were saying was a setup, if you could add on to that comment. Shout out to my brother PD in the chat. I see you, King.
What's up?
But did y'all see the House the House just passed a defense bill automatically men from 18 to 26 for the draft? I seen that been circulating around social media for the last couple days. Let me show y'all this story. This one I was kind of like, because this kind of low key already been in place. You know,
Right,
most of us don't really pay attention to it. Right. Because recently I was helping my son apply for a post office job. And when we was reading through all of the requirements and all of that, that was one of the requirements that you had to sign up to be on the list to get enlisted for the draft, to work for the post office. I didn't know that was one of the requirements to get up in there. And so that gave us a little bit of pause. And when we started doing research on it, I came across where it already said, and this was before this bill got passed or whatever, it said that it was already the law that once you turn 18, you're supposed to enlist unless you're your mother's only child.
Only son.
Yeah, if you're your mother's only son, or if I think it was like some type of medical issues or something. Like there was a few exemptions, but other than those few exemptions, it was already law, according to what I read, that they're supposed to automatically sign up once they turn 18. So I didn't understand what them passing this bill was about, but it is a concern, considering everything that's going on in the world, geopolitically and everything that's going on in the world. For them to push this bill through, there must be some type of agenda.
Absolutely. And definitely, as Black people, specifically foundational Black Americans, I have 10 sons, I don't want my children to have to serve a country that denies us, tangibles, that denies us, like they're denying our brothers and sisters, in Tulsa. Like, how dare you?
Right. Facts. It says, according to reports, the House of Representatives passed a provision within the annual National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA, that mandates automatic registration for selective service among men aged 18 to 26. This legislation sets out the U.S. government's military and national security priorities for the upcoming fiscal year and includes a budget of $895.2 billion for military spending, reflecting a $9 billion increase from fiscal 2024.
Oh, so wow. That's a lot of money.
So I get what the bill was about then, because it was already law that you're supposed to enlist, but now they made it so that you're automatically in.
Yeah, we don't need you to do it. We're gonna do it for you, basically.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did. They're automatically putting people on the list now. Where before it was law that you do it, but it was still something that you had to take the initiative to go do, and they wouldn't enforce it unless a situation came up. Something came up where they could say, "Well, you didn't enlist like you were supposed to, so we got you on that." Something they could hold over your head.
I have a question then.
Go ahead.
What if they're non-binary? Because that means I don't identify as a man. You know what I'm saying? What about the trans who who are born women, but now identify as a man, right? Does that mean that they're required to, enlist as well? I'm just, because we have all these pronouns and stuff like that. So how does that work with all these pronouns?
Right, because it says men specifically.
It
says men specifically. Yeah, that's a good question. But like my brother Ish is saying in the chat, for any federal aid or job, you must sign up for selective service. So yeah, I just found that out recently.
I didn't know.
And now
that.
this bill makes it automatic. That's what this bill is doing. It's making it automatic. So whether you know it or not, you're already on the list if you fall, within those parameters.
Mm.
Shit. So yeah,
Well,
something to be aware of, especially if you have boys in that age group, young men in that age group, so that they don't get caught off guard. They know what the hell is going on, kind of brief them, what I'm saying, about what they need to do, what I'm saying, because, it is, like I said, it's funny style right now. All these different proxy wars taking place and these conflicts happening in different areas and all of that. And so there's a lot of funny style stuff going on. So it could be the case where, they come knocking on one of our sons' door, trying to get them to go in. So Ish, my question is this though. When people are on this list and in the case of a draft, are they just throwing people with no military training on the front lines? How does that work? If they don't have no type of training or anything, they've never been trained in weapons, they've never been trained how to shoot, anything like that, are they just enlisting them to put them in the war? Or when they get drafted, do they have to like go through
basic training
and all of that stuff? How does that work? Because I don't think we had a draft in our lifetime, right? I had like no mandatory draft.
Not in our lifetime. My grandfather
did. I don't know.
But
and I think you're right, Virgo Venom. I think you're right. I think I did see that too, where it excludes immigrants.
What? They should be first.
I think I did see that too.
They should be first.
They getting all the benefits, unearned benefits, boy.
Right, but don't have to come over here and fight for it.
Right.
They crazy. They crazy as hell. Yeah, I'm interested, to know though about the gender thing as well. How does that work if you're considered non-binary? I have no gender.
Right. And if you were born female and you now identify as a man, does that apply to you?
Right.
Or if they're not acknowledging these pronouns and stuff like that, if you were born a man but now you identify as a woman, does it apply to you? How yeah, right. Those are good questions. How does all that work?
Okay. So did you guys see
switch before we switch, because I think this one goes into some of the details right here. Let me see what this says. The House of Representatives passed a measure on Friday automatically registering men ages 18 to 26 for selective service. It was part of the annual defense. All right, I read that already. This year, Okay, let me see what else it said. While it hasn't been invoked in over half a century, it's mandatory for all male U.S. citizens to register selective service, also known as the military draft, when they turn 18. Failure to register is classified as a felony and comes with a host of legal challenges. Supporters of the amendment argue that it would cut down on bureaucratic red tape and help U.S. citizens avoid unnecessary legal issues, as well as cutting down on the taxpayer dollars going toward prosecuting those cases. That's nonsense. They're not prosecuting.
That's real.
They're not going after people for that. Yeah, that's nonsense. This is like some explaining like they was doing with the with the debit cards that they was giving in New York, talking about, well, it's gonna decrease what we're giving them. Like, get out of here with this.
We're saving money by doing it. Right.
Yeah. That type of shit. But go ahead. Where we going next?
So we got to talk about. I would like to talk about Lil Uzi Vert posing for the Marc Jacobs, as well as Marlon Wayans, doing this LGBT photo shoot. Like, I just don't understand. Why. I understand that Marlon Wayans has a trans son, so I think it was a daughter who now identifies as a man. So I guess she or he has to go, through this draft, maybe depending on the age. But anywho, my thing is because a lot of people were coming at me on Twitter when I posted it, and it was like, well, he has a trans, son. So what does that mean? Because he also has straight children too. Where's the photo shoot then for the support of the straight children? Like, I understand you have a trans or gay or whatever the case may be children, but what does that have to do with you, wearing these flags and doing all this goofy stuff? I don't get it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, your child is still black. Your child is
Right.
still black at the end of the day, and I'll never see you going this hard, for black issues. You know what I'm saying? Because his
Mm-mm.
caption, when he posted it, his caption was hella aggressive. Like,
Right.
it's not just, hey, I'm, supporting my child or whatever, supporting the LGBT and just doing what you do, because that's your business if that's what you want to do. But it's the fact that you got to be so aggressive about it. Like, you already,
Right.
like, you doing it antagonistic and to gaslight. You know what I'm saying? It's like you
Mm-hmm.
anticipate whatever backlash you're going to get. And so you preemptively being aggressive about supporting, if you're going to support, go ahead, do what you do. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised. It don't even bother me. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Do
Nobody
what you
cares,
do.
but
But
he cares. He cares because otherwise you would have just supported it and you didn't have to put this weird caption, about hate my. Nobody hates you. No one hates the community. Sometimes we just don't agree. And that has zero to do with hating anybody. I don't have to
right,
agree with it. I don't have to like it. That doesn't mean I hate anyone.
right. But I think in your caption, you were saying, uh, will pander for food or something like that. What was your caption?
I said we'll pander for food, meaning a job, because it's almost like he's pandering
Right,
for a job. Because we also know who runs Hollywood. Let's be very clear.
right.
So I feel like he's
Exactly,
pandering for a job.
exactly. I guess you got to compete. You got to be able to compete with niggas like this. You got, you know what I'm
Lord,
saying? Stiff competition.
Lord,
Stiff competition.
and you know how many young people like this dude. And he every time you see
Right,
him on a video, he's shimmying
right,
his shoulders, like a woman and stuff. Like bruh.
right. But you know what though? And me and Dewan
Mhm.
B, shout out to Dewan B. Me and him was talking the other day. I was in his space, and we was kind of talking about this same topic a little bit. And he made a good point too. The majority of young people out there, and even the ones who are fans of the Little Uzi Verts and all of that, they're not really jacking all of this shit. The majority of them, they don't like to
Good.
show that side of it. They don't like to promote that side of it. They try to make it seem like everybody is down and we're just old fashioned, and we need to catch up with the this is the world that we in. The majority of young people, because this photo shoot right here, I showed it to one of my young dudes at the barbershop, who he's a fan of Lil Uzi Vert. You know what I'm saying? I'll be always messing with him about it. We be having jokes and shit like that.
Mhm.
And even when I showed it to him, he like, come on, man. Like, what's up with this dude? He like, I can't keep explaining for this
Right.
dude. You know what I'm saying? He like, I can't keep defending this guy. Like, even the ones who like the music or whatever, or they into the vibe or whatever they want to call it, even a lot of them are like, come on now, what is all this?
Come on
They're
now.
not with
The dress. The dress.
it.
But then they try to tie his girlfriend into it, JT from the City Girls. Like, look, he's wearing a dress, but he
That is
also
girlfriend?
has that's supposedly his girlfriend. But every time you see them interacting with one another, she's acting like she's first of all abusive to him, and he takes it. She hits him in public, cusses him out, like all
What?
kinds of stuff. And I felt like he should have. I'm not gonna lie, because she cuts up at award shows and everything. Like,
Oh,
he's literally a beta male and and her bitch. Like, that's kind of the nature of their relationship.
he probably like that. He probably like that type of shit.
I
Or
think
she probably,
I think
probably
that
just
they do
yeah.
it in public because they're promoting that. They're trying to. He's in a dress, wearing purses, always shimmying his purses. His woman is the leader in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And not saying and abusive. Not to say men should be abusive, but she's the leader in the relationship. She tells him what to do. At least I think that's something that they're trying to promote and get other
Right.
people on. To accept
Because
it. Those young people.
you're right, because why they not doing nothing about it? If they doing all of this in
Right.
public and no
She's not
punishment, no
going to jail.
consequences, that
Hmm.
means they're promoting
Right. And I haven't seen them really. interact lovingly with each other, especially at the award show. She cuts up, stole shit. Like he was sitting next to I want to say what, not the Grammys. I don't know which one award show it was before that. Maybe American Music Awards, but she was sitting next to that other untalented artist. You know, she came up, she threw a glass at him. People in the audience are recording this, and she's just cussing him out in front of all these people. You acting a fool. Now, if you disagree with where he was sitting or something, hey, can we talk? You know what I'm saying? Can we step away or whatever? You acting a plum fool around all these people and threw a glass at him. You should have been arrested. That was assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so while we talking about celebrities, I know y'all many. So a couple of weeks ago, there's a new lawsuit against Kanye West, or formerly known as Kanye West. Ye.
Oh yeah.
Got a new lawsuit filed against him by one of his former female assistant, who's accusing him of sexual harassment or something like that. What's that?
Mm-hmm.
I hear.
Her name is Nike Heaton. Nikki Heaton.
Well, no, that's not the assistant. The assistant is the filed the lawsuit accusing Ye of these things or whatever the case may be. That was a couple of weeks ago. And so now the girl that you're talking about, Nike Heaton, is accusing Diddy and Ye of assault. And because she's named, this girl, Nike Heaton, is named in that lawsuit. The one that filed the lawsuit in the law, and so she came out with the claims that the former is making, and she threw Diddy's name in there too. And so I'll play some of the video of what she was saying for y'all. Let me pull that up.
Fair use, you guys, fair use.
Let me pull that. And y'all tell me what y'all think about her accusations here. It's kind of long. I wonder if I could skip through it. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up on screen. Pull it up on the screen. I don't think I can skip through it, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but hopefully we can get the gist of it.
What do I have to gain? Let me just ask you, what do I have to gain? I'm in a fucking farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not filing a lawsuit, so I'm not getting paid. I'm not looking for clout because who gives a fuck about me? So why would I lie about this? This has been 9.5 years since this happened to me. Why would I? Let me go on. I don't, whatever.
By the way, this post here is on Gloria Velez's page, and she said, it's believable. This is Gloria Velez's caption. She says, it's believable. I myself was in similar situations, and for all those, why is she saying something now? Because it's safe to speak out now. Well, safer, not 100, but safer, she's saying. So she says, use common sense. Some things that happened to me, I can't say why, because I value my life and I was warned. That shit is real, people. Wake up. Okay, so that's what Gloria Velez is saying about this thing right here.
Yeah, so I see her start to leave.
Some of the most.
And I'm like where?
Go ahead.
You have some of the most famous men in the world. Those are some of the most famous Black men in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say there's nothing, maybe dangerous behind reporting certain things, but I'm sure there was a way to, report this, maybe anonymously, but you may have to in court or something, but to allow certain things to happen and just leave the industry. And when Cassie decides that she's going to sue for multi-millions of dollars, now I want to tell my story too. And because
because this is something that she's alleged.
All this stuff, that's crazy.
This is something that she's alleging happened like 9 years ago, I think.
Right. So why talk
where
about
are
it?
you going? And she's like, it's fine. I'm just going to the bathroom. And I was like, no, stay. And she's like, it's right there. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And she walks out. And all of a sudden, I realize that I'm in this studio. The music's low. The lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realize that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me, alone. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. And I haven't started freaking out yet. Like, I know what the situation is. I know, I know this is a bad place.
So y'all kind of see where the story is going. So she's in the studio with Diddy, Ye, the engineer,
What you go
Ye's
for?
cousin, and some executive. And what she says is, what she goes on to say is that when her girl leaves to go to the bathroom, Diddy and Kanye both started. They looked over to her and they seen that she was the only girl there, and they both started walking up to her, telling her, you know, you should take your clothes off, let her see what you look like. And she was like, nah, like I'm cool, like nah, chill. And they started grabbing at her, pulling at her clothes and all of that. And she was looking at all the other men, I think it was three men that were in the studio, like, help me, like she was mouthing the word help me, stop these niggas, whatever. And everybody was just turning around one by one, you know, ignoring her and acting like they ain't see nothing or whatever the case may be. And then she said she started talking to God in the middle of while all this was going on. She said, you know, she told God, you know, what should I do? How do I get out of this? And she said God spoke to her and just told her to move towards them. And said she started having a little back and forth with God about, why would I move towards him? Is this the devil or is this God? I don't know. So anyway, she moves towards them and it kind of threw them off and they like stumbled backwards. And then she was pressed up against the exit. That gave her room to open up the door behind her and run out the studio. And she ran into another studio and hid for like however long. And that's how she got away. So that's the whole story that she told.
And there was no cameras, and your friend stepped away to go pee. Your friend stepped away to go pee, which takes no time to go pee real quick. So the friend was leaving the studio. The friend was, I'm assuming, just going to pee real quick. So was she gonna walk into them sexually assaulting the friend? You know, so that was another witness, you know, to the assault if she had walked in on the assault. Like, I'm just confused at the story.
And yeah, and the things that I found about the story interesting, and I hate to do this because just like we had a conversation
the other day, Wednesday,
Sister Muhammad the other night, you know, about what she went through. And if y'all didn't get a chance to check that out, the Black Business Showcase last Wednesday, we had a sister on there that was telling her story. She has a book out telling her story about what happened to her. So y'all go check that out if you haven't had a chance to check it out. And I had asked her a question too, like, you know, how do you feel about some of these women who are coming out years later making these accusations? Because even for her, for years, she said she didn't tell anyone. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to victimize someone who's an actual victim by questioning, you know, the validity of what they're saying and all of that. But at the same time, I can't help but ask certain questions in situations like this. And so it was interesting to me that she didn't name the executive that was supposedly there. You know, the only names that she gave were Ye and Diddy. And she said Ye's cousin. She didn't really name Ye's cousin. She just said Ye's cousin. But we kind of know who that is. I forgot his name, but he has a cousin that's kind of always around. I think he's like his assistant, and he works closely with Ye. I forgot his name. So most people know who she's talking about when she said Ye's cousin, but she didn't name the executive who was there. Maybe she didn't know the name of the executive. Maybe she didn't know the name of the engineer. Maybe, I don't know. But the executive, I would think you would know. And she didn't name her friend who was there either. Right. And so, you know, she's saying all of these people saw what was going on and they just turned around and didn't do anything. So that makes them complicit in the crime. So why not name them?
Right. And what did the friend set you up? If this said
I know my thing is
situation really
freezing up
did
a
happen,
bit, but I'm still.
did the friend set you up? Because I mean, just listening to how she started off the story, the friend kind of went, to the bathroom, and she's looking at her like, "Oh, please don't leave me," and stuff like this. First of all, why didn't y'all go together? If you felt uncomfortable, I would have went with her. Oh, well, I'm going to the restroom too. You know what I'm saying? That's something I would have did if I felt uncomfortable. But it almost felt like if that situation happened, maybe the friend to be violated, perhaps. As also our sister, Miss Muhammad said the other day, she felt like the person who she had gone to that party with set her up. So just listening to this story, it kind of felt that way too, if
Right.
it actually happened.
And also at the end of it, she said, she thought about all the other girls that were there. So there was like
Right.
9 other girls, she said, that were there. I don't know. I guess she was the only girl in that room, in that studio room. But she said there were like 9 other girls that were there too. And she wondered what happened with them and all of this other stuff too. So I don't know. But that's the
Yeah, that don't
story.
make
These are
sense.
the allegations that are out there. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I'm asking the family.
I,
Y'all chime in. What's y'all opinion?
we need to start prosecuting liars.
My thing is kind of freezing up over here, so that's why you might hear like a little lapse in the thing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. I
Oh,
can
is
hear
it
you
on my
fine.
side? Oh, okay.
It must because nothing is happening on my end.
I'm gonna stop sharing. But go ahead. Go to the next story.
All right. So what is the next story? What are we gonna go to? Hold on, y'all.
Wait, how long we been on here?
So did we talk of 52 minutes?
All right. We could maybe do one more and then go into the main topic.
Okay, I'm gonna see. We talked about facts. Um, y'all want to talk about Harris coming to Atlanta?
Did that
Kamala
happen already?
Harris.
Or she's supposed to come back
Um,
next week? She's supposed to come back this week, I think.
I think she's coming back next. Yeah, she's coming back this week. She's there to visit Atlanta. She and Quavo of the Amigos will be talking about gun violence, having a gun violence summit. That's on June 18th. So she'll be there Tuesday. And my thing is, why is he sitting
The
down with
pandering
Kamala
is
Harris?
real.
The pandering is real, and they are like, do you ever wonder what the money looks like? Like, what kind of check are y'all really getting to sell your people out? Is it really worth it? I mean, it's never worth it, but how much are they getting? I wonder, it's like, is it chump change? Are they doing it to be seen with the president because they think that that's a good look? Like, I would just like to know what the check looks like.
I know I'm the minority. I'm in the minority, especially in these B1 circles. But I don't always feel like that's the case. I don't always feel like that's the case. I really believe a lot of these people really just don't know. I think they're doing something good.
Mm-mm.
That's what the reason why I feel like that. I know, like I said, I know I'm in the minority, but the reason why I feel like that is because I work in a barbershop, y'all. I see people from different walks of life every single day. We have all different type of conversations in the barbershop. And hold on a second, because my thing is looking
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Ooh.
why is my thing out of focus like that? Am I good? Okay, there you go.
You're fine.
All right, my camera was out of focus there. I was looking blurry. But no, when I'm in the barbershop and we have these type of conversations, most people are not up on game the way that we are up on game, y'all. Like, we are the minority. You know what I'm saying? And I've always understood it from that perspective because I grew up in the nation of gods and earths. And so, we already understood that we were the 5%. But we already understood that 85% of the population was dumb, deaf, and blind. That's still the case. I think because we know what we know, we think everybody knows. We think everybody is
Right.
aware. You know what I'm saying? But most people are not. Most people don't have no idea. People are under the programming. You know what I'm saying? Like the media has a lot of power. You have a whole educational apparatus that's miseducating people. You know what I'm saying? Like the mind control is working. And a lot of these people are victims of that. And they're not in tune with the grassroots. They're not tapped in with the correct information. And so they easily misled. That's the definition of an 85er. Easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right direction. And so a lot of times when I see stuff like that, that is my thought. Like, okay, this is an 85er. What else do I expect from an 85er? It's like Black Dot said on our song. You know, he said, you know, don't be so hard on the 85ers or something. I forgot the line that he said, but God, don't be so hard on the 85ers who behave erratic. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not that I'm giving them a pass, but that's the perspective that I look at it from. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't know.
You're giving a lot more grace than I'm giving these niggas.
Right.
I can't stand them. I know we have to get into the main topic because Sincere has to get on the road and I have something to do, but I have to talk about one more.
Good.
I did not put this into the materials, and I can. Let me do it. I want to share it, but this was on Fox News. .com. Hold on, copy. Let me put it in the materials. So Steve Harvey, you know, he mushmouth. Basically, he defends, you know, having Kamala Harris, you know, on blah blah blah. I only want to talk about one excerpt that stands out for me when he was talking.
Wait, because I don't know what you're talking about.
So Steve Harvey basically recently he sat down with Kamala Harris, or not sat down, but I think she was on his radio show. You know, of course, they're talking about, you know, voting and all this stuff. So Steve Harvey basically told Black people to and stop talking about reparations. Just vote anyway.
Oh shit.
Steve Harvey. So basically, I'm about to.
Do we got some audio?
We don't have no audio. I just put a link into the materials though. He says, if you ain't got no voting power, you're talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations if you don't vote, he said. Well, you think they finna give you some money? No. How, man? I hope they do. They owe us. I'll go down there. That's how it is.
Say it
literally
again.
A quote.
Say it again. Read
literally a quote. If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations, ain't nobody finna, FINNA, ain't nobody finna to give you no reparations if you don't vote, he said. Well, you think they finna give us some money? No. How, man? I hope they do. They owe us. I'll go down there.
Wait, okay, let's slow walk this. All right, let's slow walk this. Just read the first part again and stop. Just read like the first sentence if you want to call it a sentence.
If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations?
Okay.
We are the power. We are the voting power, Negro.
Right.
Why do you think they at churches and soul food restaurants with hot sauce?
Right.
Why do you think they're flooding our country with illegal aliens to try and replace our voting power? Because they see that we are not budging off the couch unless they give us some tangibles.
Right. Exactly. So if you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations? Yes, Negro. The point is that you're not supposed to give away your voting power. You're supposed to leverage your voting power. And that's what we are doing. We are leveraging our voting power. Our voting power is with the Democrats. We ain't got no voting power with the Republicans because they don't depend on us. We're not their base.
Right.
We're not their base. They're not dependent upon us to get elected. You know what I'm saying? Democrats cannot win an election without the Black vote. They know that. They understand that. We know that. We understand that. So we're leveraging that voting power that you're talking about. We're not just, again, with the non-voting thing. I think we got to keep reiterating over and over again. that a non-vote is not a non-action. A non-vote is an action. That's not sitting on your hands and not doing anything. Not voting is actually doing something. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you are the base of a particular party. You are leveraging that power and you are doing a strategic political maneuver by not voting when something is not in your interest. That's what other groups do.
Right. And no one says a thing. And speaking of leveraging our vote, as our sister Dr. Ma'at said, rally for reparations in DC that went down yesterday, she said quid pro quo. Sell it or hold it, but don't give it away. I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, she said way more than that, but that's what stood out to me when I saw the video, and I did post the video on my Instagram. Quid pro quo. Sell it or hold it, but don't give it away. We're not giving away our votes for free. That day is dead.
And see, and now this is a situation that I don't see it the same way like I look at the Quavo situation. This Negro, Steve Harvey, knows exactly what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's not dumb, deaf, and blind to this situation. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is a butter biscuit move for him. You know what I'm saying? Quavo's probably getting nothing out of the situation except for, like, you know, trying to reshape his image, look a little more professional. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It gives him those type of opportunities. But other than that, he's probably not getting nothing out of it. Maybe, I don't know. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But with a situation like this, no, I don't give no type of grace. This nigga Steve Harvey knows exactly what he's doing. This is buck dancing and cooning.
The next sentence says, ain't nobody finna give you no reparations if you don't vote, he said. Well, nigga, we've been voting for 60 years Democratic and we ain't got shit yet. Next. Like, what? We ain't got shit yet.
You know what I'm saying, man?
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. But I'm glad you brought up the rally for reparations, because we ain't even shout out the rally for reparations.
Right.
The whole broadcast. But yeah, man, yesterday was the rally for reparations / Juneteenth celebration in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, Nicely and I couldn't make it down there. We weren't present. You know what I'm saying? Our spirit was there, though.
Spirit.
Shout out to the family who was down there in D.C. holding us down and representing. I saw a lot of it on YouTube. Michael Wharton was streaming it, so I was checking it out live. Vicky Dillard, man.
The dress? Can we just talk about the fashion, honey? Can we talk about the fashion? One thing about Miss Dillard is gonna walk out there with the fashion in Texas at the FBA Expo. Miss Dillard had her I don't know, 4-5-inch heels on. You know what I'm saying? One, she has so much grace, so much, you know, grace and beauty, you know, and she's super intelligent. But I'm sorry, I love her fashion choices when she does her public events. Like, I'm always looking for, what is she wearing? I'm looking for the red carpet moment with Sister Dillard. I'm also looking at what she's gonna say, because I know that she's gonna say something super impactful, you know, and necessary to the community. But the fashion, and more, yes, Miss Dillard. Yes.
Man, I mean, shout out to all the speakers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went out there and did what they did, you know, said what needed to be said. But for me, Vicky Dillard, man, just the way that she delivers the message, you know what I'm saying? Like, she is within her purpose. She's doing what she was created to do. When she get on that microphone, her voice, her delivery, you know what I'm saying? It's powerful. It's electrifying.
Yeah.
Then I'm watching it on YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
And you feel it.
And here getting chills and shit. So I can imagine being there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's just
the fashion
sister, man. She's a powerful sister. And the other thing that I thought too about it was, I saw somebody, I forgot who it was, but somebody that was there posted on Facebook that at the same time, because Tariq was talking about it on Twitter Spaces too. At the same time, they had another event like right across from where they was at. There
Oh
was
yeah, the Black
another
Lives Matter thing with nobody there.
right, and they had Tamika Mallory speaking
Oh Lord.
at the other joint. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember exactly what he said in his post, but I think he was saying that Vicky and Tamika Mallory was speaking at the same time, if I'm not mistaken.
Look
You know
at
what I'm
God.
saying? I said,
Look at God. Look at God.
right. I was like, that. Now that's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
Look
can't
at
draw that play.
God. Right.
You know what I
Yeah, but
mean?
I thought it was dope. Of course, Sister Vicky Diller, Dr. Ma'at, at the last, rally for reparations. I thought everybody's, message was great. Dr. Ma'at was my favorite then. If you have favorites, sometimes certain messages just resonates with you, a lot. And hers did again, especially the quid pro quo, because that is something that we've heard from Dr. Claude Anderson. He's been, pushing that for a long time. And when she said it, I feel like it's still another honor to him, because he's been trying, to teach us that as well. And she was absolutely right. Sell it or hold it, but do not give it away. And I
gotta see
stand on
hers.
that.
I didn't get to see Dr. Ma'at. I
It's on
gotta
my
see her.
Instagram. It's on my Instagram.
Who else did I missed a few people, I think. I saw Vicky. I saw
I saw RZA.
Elite. Shout out to Afro Elite. Yeah, I saw RZA.
Oh, Dr. Randy Short.
Dr. Randy Short, I
What
saw
was
him.
his campaign? Give my MFM, meaning my money. You know what I'm saying? So he had everybody, out there saying it together at the same time. Give me my MFM. So the whole, crowd is saying it at the same time in unison. I thought that was dope. Dr. Randy Short, he has his, comes with the scholar, portion of it, but it's also funny. And I love the fact that he cusses. Cussing family, I cuss a lot, so I like to hear him cuss. Give me my MFM, goddamn me. But yeah, I loved it.
Yes, indeed, man. So yeah, that was dope, man. Shout out to the family that was down
dope.
there representing. Shout out to Kid Gravity in the chat. B1, happy
B1.
Father's Day as well.
Oh yeah,
And
happy
thank
Father's
you,
Day. He has a daughter.
Mastering Healing at Home. Thank you for the Father's Day shout out. Appreciate you. But yeah, main topic for today, man. We talking about the grave injustice that took place with the survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. Let's get into that. Let me
So yeah. Supreme Court, basically denied, and upheld the first, injustice by the courts. The first court, they dismissed it with prejudice, which means that a case has been permanently dismissed no matter the circumstances. So their attorneys decided that they were going to take it to the Supreme Court in Oklahoma, which they did 8-1, against their claim. So as we all know and have been taught, white supremacy is a team sport, right? And we're seeing that, with both courts. They were very much in unison as it, comes to, non-justice for our foundational Black American sisters, brothers and sisters.
Yes, indeed. As y'all know, Leslie Benningfield Randall and Viola Fletcher are the last two survivors of the 1921 massacre.
Still alive.
And they've been seeking, they've been holding on, 109 years old, and I think 107 years old.
And 107, yes. And one was 7 years old when it happened, and the other was 6 years old when it happened. And they're still with us today. They still remember, because, a lot of the times the whole thing is, well, that happened a long time ago. You guys need to let that go. None of those people are even alive today. Why are you guys trying to get, a claim on people that are no longer here? Well, we still have people that are here today, living and breathing, and they're still denying us justice.
Right. The suit brought Leslie Benningfield Randall and Viola Fletcher, both of whom are centurions, sought to force the city of Tulsa, along with other defendants, to pay restitution to the two women who were children at the time of the racist massacre. Brought under Oklahoma public nuisance law, the lawsuit argued that the Tulsa race massacre affects the city today and is responsible for Tulsa's ongoing stratisfaction between black and white residents. Black Tulsans were never compensated for their loss. The 9-member Supreme Court upheld a district court judge's decision in Tulsa last year, in which the judge ruled that the plaintiff's grievances were legitimate, but did not fall within the scope of the state's public nuisance statute. The decision seemingly attempted to close the door to future fights for reparations. So the angle
That's what they want right there.
Yeah, the angle that the lawyers went, they tried to go after it under a public nuisance statute that exists in Oklahoma, and so they basically saying, well, we're not saying that no injustice that took place here, but it doesn't fall under the public nuisance, so case dismissed.
How does it not fall under the state's public nuisance laws when you have of homes and businesses destroyed, lives taken, you know what I'm saying? Not only by the white mob, because I think that a lot of people like to focus on the quote unquote white mob, but they forget that our government, their government at the time, also dropped bombs on those communities. So they're complacent too, more complacent in my opinion. So how does that not fall under the public nuisance laws? Like, what are you talking about? These white folks is crazy.
Right. And also the unjust enrichment, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That took from that massacre, because wealth was stolen from people. Not only was it this violent massacre where people lost their lives, where property was destroyed and all that, but wealth was stolen. People were displaced, and land was vacated and just taken over by white people. So they we enriched themselves.
And still continue to, and still continue to enrich themselves off of the grievance of those Black people, because Demario Solomon Simmons, who's their attorney, he was on Joy show some months back, and he spoke about how they're denying these people justice, but the state of Oklahoma uses what happened to make, I think, $30 million so far in tourist money and things like that, because now it's a tourist site. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so a circus show. It's a circus show. Yeah, it's a museum. So you guys can make money, off of what happened to these people, but you don't want to give them anything. You don't want to compensate them for what they lost, at least some of what they lost, because you can never replace it. You can never back if they lost.
Right. They've been trying to just wait this thing out and just waiting for people to die.
Hoping that they'll die. That's what they're waiting on.
And just thinking it's just going to go away, but it's not going to just go away. You know what I'm saying?
No.
We with the elders and the people who lost their lives in that massacre. You know what I'm saying? We going to keep on keeping on, because it ain't over until we win. You understand?
Right. And we will. And I think that this is why the grassroots, the Black grassroots, is so important. We understand that they're trying to set a precedent with this case, because that our push for reparations, the fact that we're talking about no tangibles, no vote, talking about voting couch, they hear us. They know exactly who we are, although they try to ignore it, but they're trying to set a precedent with denying, our living ancestors their justice claim, but we're not going to go away. This is why it's important for us to sit our asses down if there's no tangibles on the table.
Absolutely. And y'all know that the victims of the white supremacist Oklahoma City bombing got millions of dollars. They got millions of dollars compensation. Saying so they know how to pick and choose. It's only when it comes to us, family, It's only when it comes to us, foundational Black Americans. And
they nonpartisan.
I reposted a post that I did a long time ago. I think you put it on Twitter too, where I was talking about the reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we've been delineating and all that when it comes to us and our specific grievance, our unique lineage and heritage that we do have. We've been on this delineating thing, and when people try to counter that and lump us in with everybody Black and people of color and all of that, you know what I'm saying? We always point out how our government doesn't have any problem compensating these other so-called people of color. And the reason for that is because none of them are actively fighting against white supremacy.
Right.
All of these other groups are busy trying to assimilate and find a comfortable place within the system of white supremacy. We are the only people as a group who are constantly fighting against white supremacy and looking for ways to replace this evil system with a system of justice and disrupt the status quo. We're the only ones as a group who have constantly been trying to figure that out. And they understand that. And that's the reason why we have to be denied resources, because they understand that we're going to use those resources to fight against them.
Rebuild. Yep. And again, if they thought that we were going to just go buy rims and Jordans and all this stuff, they would have cut those checks a long time ago. They're not worried about us getting no rims and damn Jordans. They're worried about what they know we will do with that money. What our ancestors have done many times over. We're the only group that has rebuilt over and over and over. We come from those same people, so they know we'll do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, foundational Black Americans, we've built more institutions than any other group of Black people on the planet.
Over and over. Only ones that has also been required to do it over and over without any help and assistance from this government.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that? Mastering healing at home? Yeah. Those people got millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of dollars. I would look it up right now, but I don't want my screen to start freezing up again and stuff like that. But y'all look that up. Y'all go Google that up. How much people got compensated for the Oklahoma City bombing.
Crazy. Everybody but the people that deserve it, the people that actually suffered a loss, a true loss of their families, their businesses, their homes, never ever to get anything back, struggling, all their lives. You know what I'm saying? You have some of those victims who survived. I think the one brother who passed away last year, he actually was in the military, right? Didn't he serve our country?
I think so, yeah. I think you're right.
He served our country, and they still didn't give him justice. He still came back to Jim Crow laws.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, that would have set a precedent for them to give those people the compensation that they're owed, that they deserve. Mm-hmm. That would set a precedent because we know that Tulsa is just the most famous example of Black community getting bombed and destroyed in different ways like that. We've built several communities similar to Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, and all of them have been sabotaged in one way or another, whether it's bombing, flooding, running a freeway through there, running train through the neighborhood or whatever, destroying the economy. Over and over, we've been sabotaged again. And that would set a precedent to compensate people who've lost wealth in other ways. And understand how all of this has contributed to the racial wealth gap that exists. It's part of the reason for chasm between Black and white wealth. Never mind the reparations claim that we're owed. Even without reparations, if they would have never destroyed those communities, we would still be able to compete more so than the position that we in now if we were just left alone.
If we were just left alone.
Without any type of assistance from anyone, just us pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps, coming straight out of slavery, building like we were doing. If we would have just been left to our own demise to do so, this racial wealth gap wouldn't even exist the way that it does, even with the 300-year head start that they had. Exactly. Y'all gotta understand what type of people we are, man. Y'all gotta really understand what type of people that we are, because they understand it, and that's why the sabotage is always in place.
And this is why also Black people have to stop people of color in ourselves and Black and brown in ourselves, because when we're talking about getting tangible specifically for ourselves, those brown folk y'all call brown, because they never called themselves brown. They're
Right.
always coming up, talking against reparations. I'm not sure if you guys heard of what's her name, Kate Sanchez. She's Assembly member, but she's here in California, and she's against the California Legs Bill, which is to help distribute reparations that could total $800 billion. So her concern is, why should California taxpayer foot the bill, for reparations specifically for that foundational Black Americans? Now, if you go also on her Twitter timeline as well as her Instagram timeline, you're not going to see her talk against all these illegal aliens coming over here getting free medical, cash aid, housing, and everything else that they can get. There's not one post from her, nothing talking about it at all, about our tax dollars going to them. But she's worried about reparations specifically to foundational Black Americans. Now, if we were talking about Black and brown reparations, I guarantee you she wouldn't be saying shit.
And same thing with this guy right here, whoever he is.
This little funny could having food.
Yeah, some moist brown person, quote unquote brown.
Right.
Happening
Quote.
Right here in this historic building behind me, also known as the California State Capitol. Right, Democrats in this building are trying to ram through a bill that would establish a fund.
And listen to the inflammatory terminology and all of that.
Right.
Ram through. They're trying to ram through, using all type of inflammatory lingo and all of that in order to create outrage. You know what I'm saying?
In the state treasury for reparations. The reparations task force's recommendation is that African taxpayers,
foundational Black Americans,
right,
foundational Black Americans, African Americans, $800 billion in taxpayer-funded reparations. You damn right.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Right.
What business is it of yours?
Worried about all the money, right? And are you equally as mad as all the billions of dollars that's going to these illegal aliens? I have questions. Yeah. Where's your outrage?
Sir, especially in California. In California, you got Ukrainians and what was those other people from? Where's those other people from? Some other place.
Those
other place in Europe.
You got the.
Some other place in Europe. They got them.
You have the Hispanics.
Houses.
You have out here. You have the where's Kim Kardashian? Them people. All
Armenians.
The Armenians heavy out here. All of them down there at them buildings getting free resources.
I remember seeing something about a year or two ago with all these nice ass condos that they was putting these people up in and all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think that money is coming from?
Right.
Those are taxpayer dollars as well.
Funded reparations. That'll be $1.2 million each. Senate Bill 1331, which would be the first step to getting this to happen, just passed out of the Assembly Appropriations Committee. That means once they can get it through the Assembly floor and to the governor for a signature, it becomes law. That's
as it should.
As it should and will.
As it should. My sister Nicey out there in California.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely out there in California, and she's gonna need that 1.2.
All of it.
She's gonna need that $1.2 million. So you sit your ass down somewhere and eat you an empanada, nigga.
That part. And you know what I hate hearing is a lot of the Hispanics come back and talking about, they're reclaiming California. They like to use terminologies like California was stolen from them. No, it wasn't. You ceded it. You ceded 55%. Yeah, and you got paid. See, they play on our ignorance because they hope that we don't know history. They hope that we don't understand the 1948 Treaty of Hidalgo. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where they ceded 55% of their territory, which included parts of California, Arizona. And you also got reparations. Sit your ass down.
Right. They got paid. Don't come back now because it was a bad deal. Now that you realize it was a bad deal, a deal is a deal.
A deal is a deal, and not because you guys decided to trick off the money and you ain't got it no more.
Right.
Not my fault.
We didn't make no deal, and we've never been compensated. We are owed. We're owed. All of this shit was built up off of our labor. All of this wealth was created based off of our labor. And the only reason why you are in California now is based off of our plight. That's the only reason why you're in California now. Because
you're welcome.
We forced them to push through those immigration laws and all that allowed your ass to flee over here.
Right. You're welcome.
We got to get out of here, man. We got to get up out of here, man. We got another Black Business Showcase this week.
We do, actually. We have a Black Business Showcase this week. We are going to have our good brother. He is out of actually Las Vegas. I just realized that he was right here in Las Vegas. Eric the Artist, 1964 on is going to be our next guest this Wednesday, 6 p.m. East Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Black Business Showcase. He is a creative master painter, illustrator, cartoonist, animator, and comic book artist. And he is he actually was at the Rally for Reparations. He just got back home, he said today, but he will be our special guest this Wednesday on the Black Business Showcase.
Dope. Definitely need to chop it up with him.
Yes,
chop it up with him behind the scenes too. Sure.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Looking forward to that one. So family, make sure that y'all tune in this Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time for another episode of the Black Business Showcase. That one is going to be on fire. But yeah, that does it for today's episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. Appreciate everybody tuning in with us on another Sunday. We had a good conversation today. If you guys value the content here, please show your support via Zelle. We don't have Cash App anymore, but you can show your support via Zelle, godcastenterprises@gmail.com, or you could use the super chat. But again, make sure that y'all liking, sharing, all of that good YouTube stuff. If you're watching us on the replay, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube, Sincere Love to God, and Godcast Enterprises. We broadcast live on both channels, but we're trying to get everybody to migrate over to the Godcast Enterprises channel. That is the main headquarters for what we do here. So make sure you guys are subscribed and click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast, as well as the Black Business Showcase. Once again, remind everybody to go get their copy of 7 The Super Hey Rule, Volume 1, 7's Big Move. It's available right now at godcastbooks.com. And stay tuned for Volume 2, as well as our activity book coming very, very, very soon.
Stoked. Yeah, so shout out again to our brother Tariq Nasheed for putting on another epic, dope Rally for Reparations. I don't think that he gets his flowers or recognition enough. So I definitely want to shout him out. He was looking very politicianist, when he puts his suits and stuff on and stuff like that. I'm like, he looks very presidential. Sometimes I feel he looks very presidential. But shout out to Tariq. Thank you for all that you do, for educating us all on our history, and also, for, Black America, for foundational Black Americans. We do appreciate you. We do salute you. Thank you, brother.
But real quick, what's funny? Earlier, I was looking at a video. They was talking about, Donald Trump was out in Detroit at some Black round table thing in Detroit.
Oh, Lord.
Some Black Republicans that they was having out there. So I was looking at the video. And the guy that was introducing him, he was like our 45th and soon to be 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump and all that. And 7, he was sitting like close to me so he could overhear the video, whatever. And 7 comes over there. He's like, wait, Donald Trump going to be the president again? And I was like, I don't know. We'll see. We're going to find out in November. So he's like, first of all, how you break 34 of your own laws and you still get to be president again? I don't understand.
Man.
I I said, yeah, man, you know, that's how it goes, man. You know, but
Right.
who you think should be president? I asked him, I said, who you think should be president? He said, Tariq Nasheed.
Right.
I was like, oh, I said that'd be hilarious. I said that would be
all kind of executive
hilarious.
orders. Black hate crime bill.
Yeah, that was funny, man. But all right, fam, we're gonna see y'all soon, man. Appreciate y'all once again. Always remember, family, we are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.